I would like to call for the nomination of the President of Nigeria under the AAC party. I want Ms. Leary to come and move that motion for us.
I'm going to say mine again. AAC.
Take it back.
AAC.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Action.
My name is Leary Hopperton, and I came down here from Canada. I've been following with Samuel Eleshore for some time now, and okay. I move the motion for the adoption of Samuel Eleshore as the candidate of the African Action Congress Diaspora Chapters.
So who is going to second it?
And I, Kenneth Okeke, second the motion.
Take it back. Action. Take it back. Take it back. Action. Take it back. Action. Take it back. Take it back. Action.
Thank you. Are there any counter motion? Are there any counter motion? Okay. Are there no counter motions? Okay. In the view that there are no counter motions, okay, the unassigned people here will now go for the affirmation. And this we are going to second it from by Leary and Ekene. That's it. Motion is carried.
Hey, doctor. If you believe in your
Just 1 second, sir. 1 second, sir. Hello. Just to re-echo what the chair has said. The undersigned people here have supported, they have signified the intention to support the motion as moved. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against, say nay. The ayes have it. Before the acceptance speech, you know in Yoruba, 1 second, sir, we accept. Before the acceptance, you know in Yoruba, they say, he will speak after this. Okay, before he gives his speech, let's ask him if he accepts the offer to be our candidate. Can I hand over to the chair again?
On behalf of myself, my family, all the members of the Take It Back movement and diaspora, or members of the African Action Congress in the diaspora, and at home and all over the world, and including in the spirit world. Yes. I hereby accept the honor and the nomination and the motion to present me as the candidate of the African Action Congress to run for the position of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2019 in Nigeria, general election happening exactly on February 16, 2019, my birthday.
Congratulations.
So, motion is carried, and I'm accepting this on behalf of everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take it back! Take it back! Action! Take it back! Action! Take it back! Action! Thank you.
You will still address us. Yes. But can we all just take a I see excitement. Let's take our seat. And there will still be a photo session, by the way.
There is something special next week. You don't know, I will tell you. Today is the birthday.
Something for us in 1 minute.
Yeah, no, I want to sit with my family. Oh, sorry. Koyo. These are PFM family. Right.
AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action. Take it back. Action. What just happened today is very historic. And I'm very happy that I'm a witness to this event. But I'll tell you one thing. That is the easiest part of the struggle to take back Nigeria. What did I say? That is the easiest part. Even though we all flew miles to get here, Sowore has been all over the world. We keep meeting and talking and all that. That is the easiest part. You know the difficult part? The difficult part is how do we fund our campaign?
That's right.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know how APC and PDP will fund their campaign?
Governors, 250 million.
They will dip their hands into the tills of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Right.
They obviously have a controls over the treasury, whether it's in 2015 or 2019 or whenever, they will be able to access it just like the way they've always done. But Sowore will not access the treasury of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, Sowore has spent his own money on this campaign. And the last time I spoke, I asked him, I said, Sowore, how is Madame taking this? He
said, Bukola is thoughtful. As I'm talking to you, I'm in the car park. I can't even go into the house. I said, are you serious? He said, yes. I mean, we've known each other for almost 30 years. This has taken a toll on him. And a lot of us would have given up much earlier than now.
Right.
But he's so committed, he's dogged, and he's giving it everything. The question now is, what am I and you going to do for the campaign? We can sing, we can talk, all the grammar in this world, but trust me, that would not do anything if we cannot fund the campaign.
That's right.
They say the vehicle of evangelism is what? Money. It's money. So, ladies and gentlemen, the role you're going to play in ensuring that Sowore becomes the president, so that we all can go and dance Sowore in Aso Rock.
That's right.
And celebrate his birthday with him.
Right.
It's for me and you to make sure we fund this campaign. There are so many ways you're going to do it. You can do it by organizing yourselves wherever you are, your local. Turn yourself into a bundler and say, I'm going to have 10 people with me. And in the next 2 months, each of us will come up with $500 or $1,000. So if I have one person, as a person I have 10 with me, that's $10,000. Look at those of us in this room. We're almost, what, 30, 40? So you now multiply that by 10. You will see how exponential the funding of this campaign will kick off. It's as easy as that. We can have access to the treasury, ladies and gentlemen. The treasury we have access to is where? Our own wallet. And that's going to start tonight at this convention. We're going to have a fundraising dinner at 6:30. At that dinner, Sowore will dance tired. But we have to make sure that we can indeed call ourselves a stakeholder in this campaign by making sure we also buy the tickets. It's $100. Everyone here this afternoon, you don't have to be here in the evening. We cannot go after this part of the program. When you contribute $100 to this campaign, a substantial part of it goes, if you pay $100 for fundraising, a significant part of it goes to the campaign. And that way, we can contribute. Please, going forward, let us ensure that whether we are in Minnesota, whether we're in Chicago, a gentleman came to me and said, he's a pastor in New Delhi. I have his number. And he said, can you imagine, do you know how much Nigerians are willing to give money in Malaysia to this campaign? But nobody has spoken to us yet. And I said, can I have a number? I was so aggressive. And the man said, yeah, you can have it. Because I am convinced, maybe because of my background in finance, that we need to raise this money. So we have to do that, please. I'm just going to submit now that at 6:30, we're going to have the dinner, I believe, in the next room. The tickets are out there. Please buy your ticket, $100. It's going to be lots of food, good music, raffle draw. Trust me, it's going to be a very pleasant evening, New York style. A live band, the Sowore DJ will be there, and everybody. So in a nutshell, please, we have to fund the campaign. In South Africa, during apartheid days, the structure was that those South Africans were outside. They were able to mobilize money from outside South Africa into South Africa to be able to effect the change against apartheid. Whether we like it or not, the onus is on those of us who are in the diaspora. We have to fund that change to take back Nigeria in Nigeria. We may not like it, but unfortunately, that's what we have to do. History has positioned us in this place to be able to fund the campaign from Europe, from America, from Asia, from all over. Because when you call Nigeria and say, give funds to Sowore campaign, even before you finish whatever you want to say, they will say, Uncle, please send what's not to us. That is the truth. So what we're going to do is to make sure we realize the point we are, that we have to fund the campaign to take it back. AAC! AAC! Take it back! Take it back! Take it back!
Thank you. I hope we don't have to take out of the dinner money to fix that. So, I have one more person before Mr. President will address us. Mr. Ogugua knows Sowore for a long time. They will say a word or two. I give you 2 minutes, 47 seconds.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, how are they? See, I don't talk too much, but this one I must talk. Because most of you know me as Fela Man, like the Fela Man, no question. And it's very important in Shore's case because, you know, Fela came to give notice. Because all of you know. Let me start by singing one quick song. Whether you like or you know like, after you hear this little talk, if you like it good, well, well. If you know like you hang, well, well. If you like it good, well, well. If you know like you hang, well, well. If you hang, you go die, well, well. You go die for nothing, well, well. We go carry your body go police station. You die, you wrongfully, well, 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 So this message is for all of you now, Nollywood, like my friend Wizkido, Davido, Dibanjo, and not going to mention the name they go. Now they talk to direct. This is the Nigerian case here.
Very good.
Una must support her. Because when I support you now, I know they charge. And they ask Una now, this is for Nigeria. So what has declared is he has agreed to do this. Let's take him up on it. Give him all the support. If now if you look like the post on our Twitter, Una own because Una own Nigeria. Yes. You know, and that's what I can say. It don't do. So let's try to take it back.
Take it back! Action! Take it back! Action! Thank you.
That one took me back. You know, everybody say yeah. So don't believe me. We plenty for it. Go. The man say Fela can't give us notice. When I not agree. He bring notice. Only people who get sense understand that notice. He can't die finish. We will become they read the notice for a book. Our sense can begin open small. Can't see somebody will come put the notice for websites. So that the next generation says, go feel open. Having said that, Mr. President in waiting, the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will address us now.
You know, I don't get emotional at all because I have been through so much in life that emotion is now second nature to myself. But today, for the first time in a long time, I became a little emotional and in a way that everything that happened today I know is symbolic. But I have a history with this particular hotel.
Wow.
I'm going to reveal it today.
Wow.
This was the hotel where the decision was made actually to start Sahara Reporters.
Wow.
Bukola, who came and spoke before me, we had an organization in New York that was always engaging in protests. And it got to a point where each time we had a protest, we had to go and beg the Nigerian media representative in New York, representatives to come and cover us. They would never cover us. So I called them one day and said, why don't we set up our own newspaper and start reporting what is happening? Because the only newspaper at that time was the African Abroad.
Yes.
managed by Kaba. And we go and meet Kaba. Kaba will say what we are doing is too controversial. He prefers to be covering people who are doing parties. And that's how he was surviving and sustaining the newspaper. So I went upstairs to meet Bukola and Dr. Dada, who is now in South Africa. And we agreed that we should set up a newspaper. But the question they asked me that day was, how is it possible, Sowore? Why don't you stick with what you know how to do, which is protesting and disrupting things? Newspaper is not going to work. But the rest is for the future. But also a few months later, we had to come to this same hotel when Nigeria was at another crossroad. Yar'Adua was sick, and everybody within the Nigerian political system connived amongst themselves to prevent Jonathan from becoming the president. The Nigerian National Assembly, the judiciary, police, everybody were in alliance to keep a dead Yar'Adua in power rather than allow a Jonathan that was alive to become president. So we came to this hotel to form a parliament in the diaspora, headed by Oke Ndibe, I think at that time. And we kept fighting, and while we were fighting, Yar'Adua died. And we had to dissolve that particular parliament. So we are back here today, again, to make a special decision on behalf of Nigeria, in the same hotel, in New York City. And that is the decision to present a candidate that can turn the fortune of Nigeria around, from misfortune to real fortune. And I want to thank all of you. I mean, I cannot count how many people. If I want to thank everybody here, I will mention everybody's name. But particularly, I want to thank Malcolm Fabi, who was the guy.
God bless you.
At the University of Lagos, I will say this again. I'm not trying to give an acceptance speech. I'm telling you a story, which is what I do all the time. I was to graduate from the University of Lagos after I had been expelled twice. And the school authorities would not allow me to go. They wanted to hold on to something. So they looked for something and found out that I had one class, one exam to go. And after writing the exam, there was 2 part exams. One professor gave me 4/50.
Congratulations. This is not the architect. Yeah, thank you. God bless you. That is a great Dr. Malcolm Fabi. No trespass. No more markups.
Eventually they met and looked over my paper and discovered that I got the workings of this was a statistic question up to the answer, but the answer was slightly incorrect. And they asked the professor, why is it that somebody got the workings and he couldn't defend it? Eventually, out of shame, they remarked the paper and I passed and I left. But the day I was supposed to go for NYSC, they knew deliberately, they let me go the day the NYSC was going to end. And I was going to Yola in Adamawa State. I was in Lagos as of 5 p.m. And the NYSC camp would close by 12 midnight. So Malcolm looked at me and said, I know that you perform wonders all the time. You know how to wriggle out of problems, but I don't think we are going to wriggle out of this one. I think they got us. And for some reason, somebody asked us to call the office of the Nigerian Airways if they have a flight going to Yola that night. I didn't know that the Nigerian Airways still existed at that point. And we figured out how to get to somewhere they were in Ikeja. And they had a flight going to Yola that night. So Malcolm and the student union leadership went and brought money from the student union and bought me a ticket. It's the first time I got on an aircraft. Yes. And when we got the ticket, I went to the airport, got on the plane. Of course, you can imagine, Kenny, this plane was shaking all the way to, but when we didn't get to Yola. When we got to Jos, as if it was planned, the pilot stopped in Jos. He said he cannot go anymore, that he has run out of fuel. Yes. And that there was no way they would take me as the only passenger going to Jos, to Yola that night. So they dropped me in Jos, and then went to town on a bike to look for a vehicle that could take me to Yola from Jos. They said it would take 5 hours. At this point was 7 p.m. Yes. So, and the last car had left. That was going to Yola. So I came back to the airport. I said, I have nowhere to sleep. There was only one guy left, the radio guy, the guy who receives radio signal from. So the radio cranked on, and they said another flight was coming from Lagos to Jos and is going to Yola. The guy said, this one looks like a miracle. Because I'm looking for a way to kick you out of the airport. Now they have asked me to stay. And quickly he called some of their people back. And the flight came, dropped off people in Yola that night. I mean, just that night. And took me and several. It turns out that the reason there was a flight from Lagos to Yola was that there were some big men coming to Yola, including Jonathan Zwingina, who used to be spokesperson for Abiola. When Zwingina saw me on the flight, he said, "How did you get on the plane? I said, you are supposed to be a terrorist." I mean, it was a joke he cracked. So I got to Yola that night. By the time I took a bag to Yola, it was 11:15 p.m. Because they thought I was not coming, they had closed the camp, with the hope that they would announce that I didn't show up in camp. Anyways, I used what I know how to do best. I went to the room of the camp commandant, knocked the place on it. The door was about to fall off. I didn't know it was a woman or a man. The woman came out and said, "Oh, why would you be knocking my door this late? I'm a woman." I said, "I don't know. I just know that you are the camp commandant. I'm here and it's not yet 12 o'clock. We have closed the camp." Well, she knew how terrible I looked and how willing I was, ready to fight. He said, "Please come back tomorrow." When we got to the registration the next morning, 24 other persons who had been denied opportunity to register were allowed to register because of the action at the time. The rest, as they say, is now history. But I just say that to tell you how important Malcolm has been in helping to shape my kind of very, very interesting life.
Dr. Marcus!
Yes.
Don't say that, I'll torpedo you.
It is the same thing when I had to take a decision to run for office this time around. I was calling a lot of my friends up. I wasn't sure what to do. And one morning I was in Lagos, and one young person had put the poster on WhatsApp that Showore is running, and everybody was calling me. And I said, "Malcolm, everybody's upset with me and I haven't made myself sufficiently clear to them as to what I want to do. And I'm very sure that you can give me advice on what is desirable." He said, "What do you want to do again?" I said, "I want to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria." I thought he would say, "Sure, you're crazy," which is true. I am. And he said, "No. Is that correct?" I said, "There's no better time. Now, there's no better person who can do this at this time. Just let me know what to do." And that was how we started the journey, on underground, to mobilize the entire Nigerian nation, inside and outside of Nigeria, in a different direction, to have a different belief in the possibility of changing the fortune of Nigeria. This was exactly or almost 8 months ago. And we started, I'll give you the journey from Lagos. And when we started in Lagos, of course, everybody thought it was a crazy idea. They mocked us, made fun of us, and I took a flight after the Lagos first town hall meeting and came to the US. And Malcolm called me again and said, "Sure, I saw you were in Lagos. Now that you're in the US, can we try to do something in Maryland?" I said, "Fine." We got to Maryland. I said, "Malcolm, how many people are you expecting?" He said, "If we are lucky, we'll get 50 people to attend this town hall meeting." But of course, all of them were alarmed at my look. I had 3 parts of my hair. I had my mohawk all the way to the back. One of them said, "Can we just buy a clipper to shave your hair?" The other one said, "You have to change the way you dress. Can I buy you a suit?" And we had that argument all night long. I refused to cut my hair. I refused to change my hair, but I wore a jacket over my usual, casuals. And we got to the event venue, and there were 200 people waiting in Maryland. Yes. After we were done, I said, "How did you do?" He said, "Well, I don't know what is happening anymore, but it looks like this is going to be crazy. We better be ready." And as we were there, the group in Philadelphia called us and said, we want to host you in Philadelphia. While we were waiting, a pastor in Maryland, and I'm sure he's watching wherever he sent somebody and said, I just watched you live. Can you come to my church next morning? And we went to that church and spoke. That was where the idea of being a hurricane started. Still least prepared. When I was going, Malcolm said, sure, I know you might go and say something crazy in this church. But if there's a way you can just be a little, moderate. I said, what do you want me to say? He said, you should preach love. I said, Malcolm, there's no way. There's no way you can make me preach love. There's just too much hatred in the world, and we have to say the way things are. Anyway, before you know it, we're in Philadelphia. From Philadelphia, we went to Detroit. By the time we were done with Detroit, Nigeria was waiting for us. We went to Nigeria. We had an argument as to how it would be possible to make it alive out of the airport. But when I arrived in Nigeria on this trip, going back, there were over 2,000 young people waiting outside the airport. To the extent that typically when I go to Nigeria, the DSS, that is Nigerian Secret Police, will take my passport and they will pass it around themselves. Arguing whether they should detain me or delay me. On this day, I go to the airport and say, sir, we'll bring your passport to you and your bag. Please help us talk to the people outside. I said, who are the people? They said there are thousands of young people waiting out there carrying placards. Generally, I thought we were going to meet 50 people. When I walked outside, they just practically grabbed me and took me. Even the people who came to protect me couldn't find me in the midst of all these people. That was how the movement started. We went to Ibadan. After that, massive attendance. We don't know who was inviting who. They just said they heard there's a guy who had a different idea on how to run the country. And in Ibadan, it was in Ibadan that, in my view, there was a generational transition in the radio station. When I met the the Minister of Communication. Yes. And we had no intention of going to the radio station. They called us last minute, Fresh FM. They said, you should come to this show because we have a minister on air now. Listen to this. Who has bought an hour. But after he's done, we will bring you on the show so that we can talk to you about your ambition. We heard you had a successful rally. So when we were looking around, we couldn't find the radio station. We went to the wrong radio station. When we got to the radio station, they went and told the minister, please wrap up because we have another guest. He asked them, who is the person? They said, Ishore. He said to them that, is that guy at Sahara Reporters who wrote something stupid about me? Bring him on, I want to teach him a lesson. This is a real story. So they packaged me and put me in front of the minister who was sitting majestically in this radio station with the flowing agbada, left, right, and center. And he was talking with authority. And of course, if I was him, I would not suspect anything would happen. Because here I was, just wearing my usual casual, and I looked very innocent, hungry, and inconsequential. So it didn't take him too long to cut me to size. But the conversation that took place within that 10 or 15 minutes was for me, that was what changed the narrative. For a lot of people who didn't know what was happening, what Bob Marley calls the natural mystic in the air, it was at that point that they caught it, that something different was happening. And this journey so far has taken us to about 5 countries. We've been to the United Kingdom, Scotland, we've been to South Africa, Canada, about 4 cities or 5 in Canada. We've been in several cities in the US, Chicago, we've been in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Oakland, Dallas, Houston.
That's right.
We've been in Milwaukee. Yes. We've been in Atlanta. Indianapolis is where we came from yesterday. You can count them. We've been in South Africa, in Joburg, we've been in Cape Town, we've been in Accra, Ghana, we've been in Germany, Berlin, we've been in Barcelona in Spain. So in Nigeria, we've been in Kano, Kaduna, We've been in Warri, Aba, Port Harcourt, Akure, Ikenne, Abeokuta, Oyo, Ogbomoso, Lokoja, Benin City. We've been in Kano a second time. We've been in places like in Italy. We've been in Treviso and Napoli. We've been in Binikelbi, Gusau, Agungu. You've heard about Agungu before. We've been in Calabar. We've been in Ife, Jalingo, Jimeta, Yola. We've been in Makode. We've been in Ofa. We've been in Ilorin, Onisha, Okene, Osogbo. We've been in Uyo. We've been in 29 states in Nigeria and several cities. If you go and look at the number of cities in Nigeria, we've covered almost everywhere. And in the history of Nigeria, no, but we've been in Abuja. No one, and we're not saying this, you can cross-check, has been to so many places within such a short time in Nigeria. Even our forefathers, as we call them, our ancestors, didn't travel that. And we did this without a helicopter or a private jet. We did it without regular police. And as we were transversing Nigeria, like somebody was saying here, I think it was a young person from Atlanta who was saying that, you know, if you want to lead a country, you must learn to at least identify the people living in the place. And on this trip, we really identified Nigerians who are in Nigeria. I have been in Bakassi. We've been in IDP camps. We went to Umuahia, we went to the War Museum, it's Ugugwa here, and saw where Ojukwu, the bunker, where Ojukwu was, the naval ship, and not only did we go to message our people, we were engaging creatively and innovatively with the Nigerian people, understanding their problems, because there's a difference between the world that you see on the internet or you watch on movies and the real situation of the Nigerian people. When you have to travel in a place like Zamfara for 4 hours and you don't see a telephone tower, you know, the cell phone tower we have all over Nigeria, they don't have it in those parts. Those are ungoverned territories in Nigeria. I'm serious. But we went to all these places. We went to a place on our way from Nasarawa, I think Lafayette to Makurdi. We saw a place where they had just killed 20 people, herdsmen. We went to internally displaced refugee camps. I don't call them either, I call them refugee camps. We went to the one in Jalingo, we went to the one in Yola, and also the one very close to Makurdi. Nigerians who are refugees in their own country. I'm telling you all the stories so that you understand that we've been there and we've done it and we've seen all that needs to be done. People that we need to connect with, we've connected with them, and we can bring you back the great news that our people are ready for the revolution that we're pushing. Even within the Nigerian media, as cumbersome as they are, they have to acknowledge that each time we have the necessity to engage with them, that they have seen substance as opposed to the deceit that pay them their bills or they pay their bills. They've been trying everything they can to downplay us, but we told them that it is we, people in this movement, that started the report yourself strategy or way of disseminating information. So some of them called me one day and said, you have not come through the editors to be messaged. How is it that people know about you? I told him, I said, stay there. You know, it's the same way you questioned me when I started Sahara Reporters. They said to me, you are not a journalist, so are you going to be able to write to captivate the public? Oh, you are not going to do print newspaper? Do you think that you can reach our people without printing newspaper? I told them in those days that newspapers are going to the museum. Why am I going to waste my time producing things that are good? I'm not trying to create a museum. I'm creating a new form of outreach to the public in a way that you guys will never believe. And that's what happened with Sahara Reporters. But why do you think I decided after 12 years of doing Sahara Reporters to do this? Is that, you know, even at its best, Sahara Reporters did its best, but the media by itself alone cannot change society. It's leaders, people with vision, people who can match vision with action that can change the world. And if you look at the world, only a few people have played this kind of roles before. And I'm not saying that I'm in any way special. No, all of you are even more special than I am. And I have just been privileged and blessed to have those of you who are with us today doing some of the things you have always been doing with me, which is whenever I start a crazy idea, instead of condemning me, you stand by me and say, you know, we know it's a crazy idea, but let's just make sure that we make it work, you know, to the point that it becomes a digitally acceptable crazy idea. And I will say one last thing, because I don't want to waste your time, and there's nothing new I will say here that you probably haven't heard from over 100 engagements we've had in our town hall meetings. It is the fact that just because we are doing what we are doing, the conversation is shifting from those very simple and oversimplified conversation of we are going to construct roads, we will do hospitals, the same thing we hear over, you know, we are going to measure one place, we'll do a bridge, you know, those kind of, you know, tired promises that people hear all the time. But they tell us, you know, but we've heard this before. Now we heard it from Obafemi Awolowo, we heard from Shagari, we heard even last year, we heard from this man. But there's a new conversation that is going on. We have shifted the level of conversation to the point that anybody that cannot punch above their height now cannot discuss the kind of things we are discussing in Nigeria. We are discussing diversification of economy in a way that if people are not intellectually sound, they can't even discuss our economic ideas. We are discussing the future. In Nigeria, within 8 months, we changed the public holiday for democracy in Nigeria by way of conversation. You know, in Nigeria, we are forcing both the ruling party and the moribund parties to do things the right way. We are the only political party, because we started our movement 8 months ago, our political party is less than 2 months. But if you go on the internet, most likely you go on Facebook today, the only political party that you can find out that is transparently holding a state congress is AAC. Not even APC, who is holding their own today, can live stream it because of the kind of shady things that they have to do. Not even the PDP can live stream their convention because they can't even decide on a convention venue until this morning, and their convention, I think, is next week. We are teaching them and teaching a lot of people how to do things differently. We are teaching people how to speak differently. We are teaching people how to converse differently and how to engage differently. We are teaching people how to be innovative thinkers. And you probably have heard a lot of controversies that have trailed us as well as we went on the campaign. You know, controversies around what is the product for the future. When people are still running after oil, we said, you know, you have cannabis. Ah! How can you say that? You know? And then 2 days later, Coca-Cola is saying every bottle of Coca-Cola you're likely to buy in the next 2 years will be infused with cannabis. And everybody said, she already said it too. You know? We said June 12 is our democracy day. They said, that is a taboo. It's May 29. 3 days later, the president is looking for Abiola family. Where are they? Where are they? Now they have declared June 12. Even roads that they didn't want to complete, pensioners that they didn't want to pay, minimum wage that they did not want to discuss, we foisted it on them. To the extent, yes, allowances for, you know, allowances for youth corpers that they said was not going to be touched. Even those people who stay on Facebook, the Facebook economists, who say that every action that will empower a Nigerian worker will create inflation. We can't find them anymore.
No, they are celebrating that.
Yes, they are celebrating the achievement that they claim we, you know, came from us. But they said, well, the moment is there are people that, even if you brought the idea, as long as it benefits Nigerians, it's no longer your own idea. But I'm saying that so that you understand. Even the minimum acceptable way of treating a Nigerian, whether they find themselves in a palace or in the governor's office. We are now teaching Nigerians, you know, that if somebody invites you to somewhere, they have no right to delay you because you're a child of nobody. But most importantly, we are teaching people that we will create a society in which the child of nobody will become somebody without knowing anybody. Yes. And that's where I come from. That's the background that I come from. And that is where Nigeria is headed next year. Don't be in doubt that you're sitting here today or you're sitting on what you're doing here today will not have impact. No, as Dimeji mentioned to those of us who started Sahara Reporters' first event, were not this many. And when people were living there that day, they said, you know, it's the same thing. How could we create a platform that would change Nigeria media forever? You know, what's wrong with this? Because as usual, during the launching of Sahara Reporters, I had this funny haircut. You know, I was tinier than this. You know, I didn't have a stomach. You know, I started building my stomach because you can't win an election without a stomach. It was just like, look at this one, you want to go and become president. It's wrong with you. But most importantly, on a serious note, we have seen our people. We've been to where they live, where they eat, where they school, where they go to hospital, the roads that they drive on. And we have come to a general agreement, you know, and now a covenant by way of these presentations or the acceptance of the nomination today, which will be concretized possibly next week in Lagos. And next week is our national convention in there. We invite those of you who are here who have some spare time and some spare dollars to come and enjoy that period with us in Lagos as well. That a covenant is going to be built to finally turn Nigeria around. And there's no question about it that the only people that can do it are those of us who are in this room. I tell people at home when they say, why are you traveling abroad? I said, you know, the people abroad are not Nigerians. But most importantly, the real foreign investors into Nigeria are the Nigerians in diaspora. That's right. As you are sitting here, somebody is having a wedding today based on the contribution you made. Yes. Somebody has been able to graduate from college because you sent their children money to complete college. You are helping to, you know, build hospitals, paying teachers' school fees. In some cases, even drilling boreholes for your villages, because governance, as Mega Comrade said, governance has grounded to a halt.
That's right.
In Nigeria. The only thing that government people do in Nigeria is to share the loot.
Share the money.
And the moment the sharing is done, they go to a party to enjoy themselves and attend conferences upon conferences, and then they go back to the country. But what is sad that we must tell you about is that a lot of our people, like Jerry Rawlings told me when I met him in Ghana,
that's right,
they are still in love with their oppressors. And we have a duty, a final duty, to win a lot of our people from their oppressors. And I'm sure that we'll do it. We have the opportunity, we have the chance, we have the pedigree, we have the integrity, and we have the intellect and the capacity and the capability to deliver Nigeria from these wicked leaders who have made Nigeria a laughingstock among nations around the world. Let me thank you once again for doing such a great job putting this together, organizers. I want to thank you. I want to thank Dimeji here, Pius, the Detroit team, Ohio, Dotun, Mega Comrades.
God bless you, sir.
Meji. And I won't forget to thank Gugua, who's in the house, who followed us in Nigeria where we did some of the most dangerous maneuvers, traveling by land. In those areas between Port Harcourt and Warri, where we met over 20 police checkpoints. Near places that the police, we heard the police will dig the highway so that they can create checkpoints. They will dig holes in the highway so as to slow people down to extort money from them. I also want to single out someone in this house who made it possible for me to have the stamina that you see. Hey. Right? And that's Dio. Adegoke is here. Hey. doesn't sell any drugs, but in 2013, he showed me how to do long distance running.
Oh.
And since 2013, by his efforts, I've done 8 marathons.
Oh.
You know, and if you run marathons, the human body can only carry you for 20 miles. The last 6 miles, you have to do it with your brain. And that is why you see so much energy. But I'm not using the energy only because I know how to run marathons. A lot of people run marathons who can run their homes. Doctors are trying to run countries. But I needed to show that to the ragged, old, decrepit people in Nigeria. That not only are we going to defeat them with intellect, we also defeat them with stamina.
Yes.
So, let me thank everybody here. Let me also thank my home, my wife and kids.
Oh.
They've been through hell, I must tell you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm officially an absentee father.
Oh.
But thank God there's internet and the technology. That way, even when I'm in the country, I'm able to connect with them. They say, Daddy, where are you now? I'm in New York. Are you going to come home? Well, I don't know. Yes. Because we have a bigger job to save a country of 198 million people. And my kids are one of them. I tell them, you might be in America, but the next place of the future is Africa. So you better get used to it. Yes. You may not even live in Aso Rock. Yes, I've been telling people we might need to convert the place to a children's hospital. A lot of big houses in Abuja, guest houses that nobody sleeps in. We can use those ones and sleep. It's also sleep overnight, but do the real work that needs to be done. Build the country and stop living in palatial mansions. So, again, let me thank you once again. I'm really, really grateful, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. As I said, today I'm a little emotional, but you won't see it on my face. But you hear it from me by way of what will happen in the next few weeks in Nigeria. And I'll tell you, we will win. We will win very, very big.
Amen.
Come February 16, 2019, you have the person standing in front of you who will be sworn in as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Take it back.
Take it back.
It's only 1 hour more. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are so close to the end of the convention. I will call on Mrs. Monique Isaiah to give us a vote of thanks, then the chair will declare the convention closed. Miss Monique Isaiah. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello. This is a momentous day in the life of our movement, our party, and our nation. Never before has a gathering like this been held in the history of our nation. Nigerians from all parts of the country, all parts of the United States, and indeed all parts of the world have demonstrated by gathering here today that our vision of a new Nigeria is an enduring vision. Finally, no movement, no party can stand without the support of its members and supporters. So to all of you Take It Backers, to all of you African Action Congress members, we say a really big thank you. Thank you for coming, and I wish you safe travels back to your various destinations. Take it back. Action. Take it back. Action. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. So I will call on the chair to come and move, to come and do something about the closing of the convention.
Take it back. Finally, I want to move a motion to adjourn this convention. Can anybody second it, please? Thank you. This convention has been adjourned.
Point of order.
Yes, sir.
The chairman cannot move the motion.
No way.
Okay.
Hi! You are Isaiah from Chicago. We are back at this time, at this moment. Move the motion that this meeting be adjourned or convention be adjourned till next year.
Second the motion, move back. Honorable Isaiah Oyo. Thank you.
All right. I now declare this convention adjourned. Thank you very much.
Yes.